Assalamualaikum and hi. Today we will presenting DFN40253 Cloud Computing problem-based task for Route 53 and Cloud Front in AWS. Okay, so this is our team. My name is Akila and my member is Yoshita and Farhana. Okay, for the introduction, in this project, I am setting up a network infrastructure for Avian PTE Ltd company using AWS. The setup includes creating a virtual private cloud VPC with 2 public subnet and 1 private subnet. A total of 3 EC2 instances will be used, 1 for a web server, 1 for database server and 1 NAT instance to allow the database server to access the internet securely. The web server will be placed in a public subnet and made accessible through a domain name. This design follows best practice for security and efficient network management in the cloud. Okay, so for the task, as a network administrator for Avian PTE Ltd company, you have been tasked to set up a network infrastructure topology as shown in figure 1 below using AWS account. Your design topology should consist of a VPC with 2 public subnet and 1 private subnet. A total number of 3 EC2 instances will be used in this topology. You will have a web server, database server for your web server and a NAT instance for the database server to get access to the internet. Your web server should also be accessible via your domain name. This is I am user. First, we must specify user detail. We put username is a EV Cloud Admin and then we must take the provide user access to AWS Management Console. And then when we providing console access to a person, we put as a I want to create am user. So for the next is we create custom password and we put the password. Okay, the next is create user group. So on user group name we take is EV admin and then on permission policy we take administrator access. So on the permission option, we take as a add user to group, and then as you can see in user group, you have EV admin. Okay, this is step 3, review and create. This is what we create on step 1 and step 2. So on step 4, retrieve password. This is what we create on step 2. Okay, so this is a final loop. On user group have EV admin. So above all that, we must add user EV Cloud Admin on EV Admin. Success add user EV Cloud Admin on EV Admin. So we have 10 permission policies. So the first is administrator access, Amazon EC2 full access, Amazon Route 53 full access, Amazon VPC full access, CloudFront full access, CloudWatch full access, database administrator, IAM full access, and network administrator, and lastly is system administrator. We create user and add user. We sign in again. We put account ID, and then IAM username we put EV-cloud admin, and then we put password and we sign in. So this is console home. Okay, so the VPC, first we create VPC and then we setting as a VPC only, and then name is Avian-VPC, and then we put IPv4, and then yes, we successful create VPC. Okay, next is subnet. We create subnet, we must put VPC ID Avian-VPC, and then for subnet first, subnet name first is Avian public 1 and then its zone is 1A, and then we put IPv4 10.0.0.0/16, and then we must put IPv4 subnet serial block 10.0.0.0/24 as a VPN private, and then zone is 1A because it's the same zone with Avian public, and then we put IPv4 as a 10.0.0.0/16, and then IPv4 subnet is 10.0.1.0/24. Okay, for the third subnet is named as a Avian public 2, and then its zone is 1B because it's a different zone, and then we put IPv4 IVPC 10.0.0.0/16 and IPv4 subnet is 10.0.2.0/24 subnet that we create. And then next we must edit subnet setting for even public one. We put enable for auto assign IP setting and also resource based name RBN setting. We edit subnet setting for even public too, and then we put enable for auto assign IP setting and also resource based name RBN setting.
Hi, my name is Fahana Naja binti Muhammad Fauzani. My number matric is 21 DDT 23F1307. My part is part 4, that is to internet gateway. First, we create internet gateway with name tag event IGW, and then we attach to VPC. Next, when settle or setting to create internet gateway, they will display internet gateway successfully attached. Next, step 5 is create security group in web server. First, we create security group in basic detail. Security group name, event web SG, description that's allow SSH, HTTP, and HTTPS for anywhere. And next, in inbound, we choose type SSH, HTTP, and HTTPS. Next is create security group in database server. We do the same thing in basic detail. Security group name, event DP, SG, description, allow SSH, ICMP, HTTP, MSSQL, and MySQL. In inbound rule, we choose SSH, all ICMP, IPv4, HTTP, MySQL, MySQL. Lastly, we create security group NAT. Basic detail, event, NAT SG, description, allow HTTP and HTTPS for anywhere. Inbound rule, we choose HTTP and HTTPS. After we create all security group, they will display security group was created successfully. Step 6 is we create net instance. First, name and tag, we put event net, and then in select AMI, we type AMZN/AMI/VPC/net, and then we choose community AMI, and then the first display we choose that one. Next, they will show you what AMI you use, and then we create key pair. The name of key pair is PBT. In network setting, we choose event VPC. Subnet, we choose event public 1. Auto assign public IP, we choose enable. Firewall security group, we choose create security group. Security group name, we choose event net SG. Description, event net SG. And then after you create all that, net instance will show event net was success and running. After you create net instance event net, you must stop and save the source destination. Next step, we create database server in launch instance. Name is event DP, key pair is PBT that we create just now. In network setting, we choose VPC, event VPC, subnet, we choose event private, auto assign public, we choose disable, firewall security group, we choose select exist security group, in common security group, we choose that they give, and then launch instant. Next, we create launch instant in web server. Name is event web, key pair is PBT. Next, in network security, VPC, we choose event VPC, subnet, we choose event public 2, auto assign public, we choose enable, firewall, we choose select existing security group, and then we choose the name they are given. In termination protection, we choose enable and then launch instant. Lastly, the instance that we create just now was displayed in EC2 instance and running correctly.
So the seventh task is creating root table. So first root table we created is event rt-main and second is event rt-sub. As you can see, this the result the root table has created. So next we'll edit event RT mains root and subnet association. So event RT mains subnet association is event public 1 and event public 2, and the roots is internet gateway, and we'll be attaching the gateway we have created earlier. So next event RT sub. So the subnet association is event private and the root is instance, and we'll attaching the instance we have created earlier. So task 8 is testing connectivity. We'll be testing connectivity of SSH and WebSS. So first we'll take the link from the connect to instance, and we'll enter command prompt and enter cd downloads, and we'll paste the link we've copied. As you can see, the connectivity is success. And next we'll enter sudo su command and yum negative y install httpd to complete the installation of httpd. And next we'll enter the command systemctl start httpd, then systemctl enable httpd, cd/var/www/html, and lastly nano index.html. And once the nano configuration is ended, we'll enter to the nano configuration and we'll configure as below. And once we have done with the nano configuration, we'll take the IP address from connect to instance and we'll test the connectivity. As you can see, we have got the result, which is welcome to EBN PTE Ltd. Pursue what catches your heart, not what catches your eyes, and Agent Yoshita in service. And next we'll be testing the connectivity from domain access. So I'm changing the domain record with my IP address, which is 54.145.90.22, and I'll change the second to 600, and we'll updating the DNS record. And we'll open new tab and enter my matrix number, which is 21DDT23F1407, and following by my domain access, which is cloudpbu.site, and we've got the result. And the last task is delete or terminating. So we'll start from instance. First, we'll close the source or destination check of EVN NAT, and then we'll change the termination protection of EVN web. And we'll be terminating the 3 instance. As you can see the result, it's terminated. And lastly, we'll be deleting the VPC. So the subnet, root table, internet gateway, and security group we have created is also deleted. So the conclusion, the AWS network setup for EVN PTE Ltd is completed successfully with 2 public subnet and 1 private subnet. The web server is publicly accessible via a domain name, while the database server is safely placed in a private subnet with internet access through the NAT instance. This setup provides a secure, organized, and scalable cloud environment, making it easier for the company to manage their application and future growth. So that's all from us. Thank you.